Hey, what's up, family? I'm gonna do a quick video. This one I'm talking about the top 10 conspiracy bloopers. Okay, I'm doing this really quick for people who are asking me, do I believe that the Earth, the flat Earth, goes on forever? Well, that was just one concept, according to Admiral Byrd, how he found life and blah 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 blah. This is according to the ancient Hebrew concept of the universe. And here we see that the earth is finite, and there's water above the firmament, and then there's the shoal at the bottom and the great deep. Okay? And this video isn't really about the flat earth, but I want to put that out there. Here's ancient Egyptian cosmology. If we scroll down here, Earth's rings. Earth's rings, okay? So if it has rings, that means it has to be flat. Okay, so we move to the next one. Boom, Earth's rings again. Goddess Hathor, Earth's ring. Okay, so the Egyptians knew all ancient knowledge. They knew the Earth was flat. Somehow everything just got screwed up. Okay, here is another thing we can read here. We can see how the Egyptian people understood the shape and function of the cosmos. In the Egyptian cosmology, the sky goddess Nut is stretched over the earth. God Geb, who is laying down on a flat plane, his body is positioned so as to mimic the hills and mountains. The sky is dome-shaped and the stars, the sky is dome-shaped and full of stars, not like the firmament we read in the Bible. And here we see an ancient Babylonian. They also thought the earth was flat, blah, 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 and you can go all the way down and just read about all of this, okay? There's a lot of information on it, all right? And people ask me, why are they, oh, well, before we get to this, look at this, right? Why are they lying, right? So let's quickly look at this really quick, because here's a composite from NASA, right? I mean, everything's a composite with these people. But the question is, they claim they took it with the Hubble Space Telescope in the Evolution Explorer, M81. But ask yourself, how can, if we live in the Milky Way galaxy, we live over here somewhere, supposedly, how did they take this picture? Okay, they shot a satellite out and turned it around? Okay, so that's something you guys want to really think about. Now, why are they lying? The reason they're lying, in my opinion, I don't really think it's about money or land, because they already, the what we call the occultists or the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the secret societies, they already own all the, they have everything that they want in terms of money and land. I mean, people think they own their homes. They don't really, you don't really own your home. I mean, they can, some call it easement or whatever. They can come, eminent domain, whatever. They can come and just take your property. I mean, if you're paying on a car is called a car note. So everything that we own, we're really renting. Okay. But that's another story. So why are they lying? So let's take a look here. Now, keep in mind, this is Earth and this is our sun. And one of the biggest reasons they're lying, I think, in my opinion, is not for the money or the land. Yes, it is to uphold the lie of evolution and dinosaurs and blah, 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 blah. But I also think that they're also lying because they can justify. See, if they make you really, really small, and if they put you at the center of everything, then there has to be a creator. In other words, it's a flat earth, and then the creator, the flat earth is his landscape, the creator's landscape. If they take Earth out of the center and put it in the vast sea of cosmos, like you're a grain of sand in the middle of nowhere, then everything becomes insignificant, and then they can justify doing harm to you, to the animals, and the rest of the planet. And that's what I personally think. So let's take a look. Now they're going to show us how big the universe is, right? And this is amazing. Look, 3 million people. I wish 3 million people would watch my videos. Right? Google Earth. Now it's going to become a computer image in about 2 seconds. Here we go, computer image. Right? So they're zooming out. Right? Let's just wait for it. And you know what? We're going to zoom up a little bit. That's our solar system. Wow. Who thought of this? And our galaxy. Keep going. Our universe. Right? So now we're see, look at this. We're inside. Whoa, let's go back here. Whoa. Look at this. So we're like infinitely small in this, and you guys believe that. It's hard to believe in a flat earth, something you see every day, but you guys will believe in this nonsense. Okay. So again, that's the whole purpose, is to make us really small, make us afraid of death. That's another thing. They don't want us to know there is a life beyond this body. Somebody says your body runs out of electricity and that's when you die. No, your electricity runs out of its body. Okay, your electricity, your power, your energy, your spirit loses your body and moves on. Okay, that's what happens. See, we have a very negative perspective. So, you know, that's what this whole thing is about. It's about making us really small. But I want to get to the top 10 bloopers, right? Because I'm drawing up, I'm going to talk about happiness in my next video. I am going to continue to talk about the flat earth, but there's other things that really need to be talked about. I don't want to talk about happiness in terms of the way that everybody else, the books, these self-help books that are just full of bullshit. No, I want to talk about it in a very realistic way. Okay, and there are very few authors, and I mean, I can count them on one hand, how many actually I think, in my opinion, really hit the nail on the head. Okay, because I think if it was something that was predominant in our society, we wouldn't have as many problems that we have. But I want to do this quick bloopers thing because we're going to talk about the deception and the hoax, right? And here we have 9/11, right? So 9/11 was one of the most obvious inside conspiracies you can think of. I mean, that one is a no-brainer, right? That one's ridiculous. Okay, HIV hoax. We know HIV is not transmitted through sexual activity. It's actually the breakdown of the immune system when you're abusing your body and there's foreign invaders come into your body and your body can no longer fight it off. That's all that is. Voter fraud. Yeah, we know, when you vote, your vote doesn't count. Obama was selected. He wasn't elected. Okay. Dinosaurs. We know dinosaurs never existed. And how in the hell are they getting all of this oil? I mean, how many dinosaurs died? I mean, how many dinosaurs are dead? I fill up my tank like a lot. Okay. I don't know how many dinosaurs there are. The RFID chip, it's all fear propaganda. They don't need to inject you with anything. Why do they need to track you with a chip? I mean, you got a phone. You willingly give your information on Facebook. They don't need to track you anywhere. Okay, unless it has some sort of electrical device in it, they don't really need to do any of that. Okay. All right. Sandy Hook, we already know. Look at this guy's expression. We know this is bullshit. Sandy Hook was complete bullshit. So I'm not even going to really... you guys can come up with your own top 10. And there's more I couldn't add on the list, but, I kind of got lazy. But Sandy Hook, bullshit. Okay. Atomic bomb, I call it the atomic fart because that's exactly what it looks like because it's bullshit. It's not real, okay? There is no nuclear atomic energy, anything. I don't even think there's an atomic atom. I don't even think there's an atom or a nucleus that exists. Or at least that we can detect. Okay? So we know, if you go watch my old videos from 2009, there's so much information out there, I'm not going to go over it. Yeah. We know the moon landing's complete bullshit. But Buzz Aldrin is making a killing. He's making a lot of money. So he's never going to give it up. Maybe on his deathbed. But, this is bullshit. This one's obvious, right? But this one right here has to take the cake. I put it at number 9 because it's not number 10, but it damn well could be. Because you have to be a complete idiot to not think this was a hoax. They actually, on Google, they started taking the images down because it was so obvious that if you get both your legs blown off, and there's no blood trail, You know, and if you got both legs blowed off, they're going to lay you down in a stretcher. They're not going to have you in a wheelchair because you'll bleed out faster. Okay, and here we see him holding the one of his veins, one of his arteries. He's holding it, keep him alive. And look at his facial expression. It's like nothing to him, right? So I mean, come on. I mean, how dumb are we? You know, I mean, sometimes I think when people watch CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News, you know, it's really hard for me to accept the intelligence of people. I've tried to do it. You got to be a complete idiot to even accept even 10% of this stuff. Okay, but the ultimate right here would be is ta-da! This is the ultimate bullshit. Okay, I mean, I could have went down. I could have added evolution in this list, and I could have went on to the long list of other conspiracies and hoaxes out there. I mean, it goes on forever, right? World War I, World War II. Yeah, there's people dying in these wars, but you know what? It's a lot of bullshit involved. I mean, the list goes on. I can't even. You know, it was so. Once I realized so many lies, I just stopped looking. You know, I just quit looking because the lies were everywhere. So I just gave it up. I just stuck with this because I think this is the big one. This is the monumental one. Because once people realize we don't live on a ball, then they're going to realize we're at the center of everything. Then they're going to realize we are special. And then they're going to realize we don't ever die. And once they figure that out, they will no longer be able to uphold their system. Because a lot of it, they keep us controlled through death, the fear of death. They put a gun to you and make you afraid. But if people no longer afraid of that, the so-called death, you know, what happens to us when our body no longer is pumping blood, we become kind of unruly. We kind of won't accept their system anymore. And that's what they don't want. So they want to keep us in this state of fear, state that when we die, you know, nothing happens to us. And sadly, the Christian church has adopted this bullshit and adopted the theory of evolution, which they cannot prove. And I'm going to go into that on another video. But I mean, this is the ultimate right here. The shape of the earth is the ultimate, because that's the very thing we stand on. And I remember as a little boy, when they used to tell me, I used to wonder why I didn't get dizzy. And I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting dizzy. And it kind of struck me back. And as I got a little bit, because I've always been in conspiracies probably since I was like 12 years old. I remember being like barely be able to touch the key. And I remember reading about Bob Lazar and all of those guys. And I remember that. But, you know, that's when I was into my whole UFO thing. And I've slowly evolved and I became a geocentrist. Somebody brought up a really good question to me a couple years ago about airplanes. And I became a geocentrist and I was there for a while. And then I eventually transitioned over to the flat earth. I actually started thinking about the flat earth. Then I went online to find if other people thought the same way I did. And that's when I came across other people who were talking about it. Okay, so I found them. They didn't find me. So, you know, that's just it. So my next video is coming up. It's going to be really interesting. But I just wanted to put this one out there, change it up a little bit, make it interesting, make it entertaining. It seems like YouTube's the only thing that is entertaining now. You can't. There's nothing on TV. I have TV. You know, I watch the sports or whatever, which is also fake, much of it. But, you know, I take it with a grain of salt. But I really avoid the television completely. All right. So I do what I love doing. And I love art. I love drawing. I've been doing it for years and since I was a little boy. So that's the way I relieve all of my stress. And that's how I'm going to talk about happiness. So anyways, I hope you guys found this one interesting. If you guys come up with your top 10 conspiracy bloopers, let me know. I might make this a series, but maybe not. So we'll see. All right. Peace, guys.